Because in capitalism, the only thing that's prioritized is profits. The only thing that's prioritized is free market. People, and I don't know if you guys have worked in retail, but like one of the biggest things in retail is like, oh, you're replaceable. If you're not doing your job, I'll hire somebody else to do it, and probably for less. And it's like, I don't know if I agree with that sense of capitalism.
Yeah.
And it's so bad that like in Japan and in China, Apple has safety nets on the outside of their like workplaces because people commit suicide at work. So it's like, we have all this progress with capitalism, which is great, but at some point we got to turn back and say, why are people killing themselves at their jobs? Like, why are we so advanced? Why are we living better than kings and queens 200 years ago? But also we have higher depression rates, higher suicide rates, higher, things like that. So I'm like, I don't hate capitalism, but that's one of the biggest critiques. I'm just like, we got to look back and say, where did we go wrong?
Maybe I got to get educated on what exactly socialism is. But I like the idea of capitalism, again, with safety nets for social aspects of life. If you have an economy that is ongoing, and then what happens in the economy starts fucking up people's like social life, or what companies are doing in the economy starts fucking up social life to like an extreme amount or extreme amount, then you got to deal with it. I feel like that's always gonna happen though.
Yeah.
But you gotta like minimize it.
Because if you let companies run on capitalism, then they don't care about pollution.
Yeah.
All they want to do is produce more, So it doesn't matter.
Is that what socialism is? Like just making sure
socialism is like where the owners own the means of production, such that they're more incentive. Like if the collective
the government owns the means of production.
In some ways, yeah. So it's incentivized to do good to its people. Whereas in capitalism, it's incentivized to make more money. Because if we make more money, we have more inventions, we have all this, it improves well-being. But at the same time, without regulation, we're polluting the water, we're, spilling oil in the ocean. We're doing, just cutting down trees and not planting them back.
Maybe I
because it's too expensive to go back and replant trees.
I like that idea, minus the government having means of production. Outside of what the government owns, they should have...
It's like the people owning the means of production. So it kind of talks about how... at a certain point, how valuable is Jeff Bezos to Amazon right now?
Oh, he started it. Oh,
right? So
nothing.
So at a certain, like throughout maybe the first 20 years of Amazon, I don't know how old Amazon is. First 10 years of Amazon, he was the head. He was making all these decisions. He was like running. He was coding. He was doing all this stuff to make the system work. But at some point, is he really worth the $200 billion? Like,
yeah, I mean,
right?
Yeah, he's not.
Like how, and like in a moral level for me, how is it possible that like someone is worth that much money and then there's kids in Africa starving? It's like. Like, what's the goal? That's my thing. Like, what's the goal with capitalism?
I mean,
because
my idea of a perfect economy is if you have like a breakthrough idea. Let's say I fucking create Chips Ahoy, and then
could be sponsoring us.
Let's say I create Chips Ahoy, and then Chips. You should probably split this into 2 parts.
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna be like 3 different videos at this
point. Chips Ahoy, I start Chips Ahoy. Chips Ahoy fucking blows up. I think no matter what, I should always see profit from it.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Please don't hit the table.
I'm
joking.
No. So the idea that like he should be thrown away like garbage once he's not useful to the company, I think that's kind of dumb.
No. I don't think he should. But be like,
I should always see profit from it. There should always be money in my pocket for that. Amazon is extremely successful. Right. He shouldn't see 200 million. But he should have a good amount.
No, I agree because it's his company, and that's like the biggest talking point against it. It's like the way he made the stuff, so it's his profit. But like, how can someone be so rich and then have their employees have to piss in bottles because they don't have to take, they don't get a break. It's like, and it's not Amazon because Amazon pays fairly well. I think they do 18 here in Austin or whatever. But like. Let's say like McDonald's or something. How are the owners of McDonald's so freaking rich and then they still pay the employees minimum wage? It's like how can we prioritize profits so much so that we forget the people that are working are like barely making it by? Okay, so if you spend an extra $2 million on employee wages, but now they live good, but you instead of making $252 million, you made $250 million in profits. You're not gonna feel that, but your employees are.
Here, let's settle with this.
That's kind of like a principle of socialism. It's like the workers take part in the means of production, so they can say, okay, cool, we're making profits, but we need to take care of ourselves as well. But right now, all that matters is profits.
Let's settle this. I like a government where the socialist idea of people being in the front of like we need to take care of people. I like that because we need to take care of people. Without all these people, companies ain't shit. Amazon wouldn't be shit without its thousands and thousands of workers, right? And that makes sense. However, I don't like the idea of government owning means of production.
Yeah, okay, that's more communism though.
Yeah,
that is more communism.
Yeah.
And
so I hate
anybody
that.
likes that because there's just a lack of trust in government in general.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that's more communism than it is socialism.
I hate that idea.
So it's more focused on the workers themselves.
Yeah, so I think we should all, as collective people, understand that we need to treat ourselves better. If you can't treat people around you, and I don't know, maybe we just don't understand that as a collective economic change. If we want to, if we get together, we could all get better wages. Because majority of us stop working, companies stop making money. Yeah.
Which is what we've seen now. That's why there's a rise in wages. So like, there's an argument like, oh, people are lazy and they want to go back to work. No, you're kind of...
You realize how fucked up companies are.
Yeah, so you're like, I will not return to work until these conditions are met. Which is more of a socialist principle.
See, and I think that's not bad. I think that people are a resource, and if you value your resources, you should value your people as much as your resources. I don't think we do currently as an economy.
I think we were meant to transcend capitalism at some point. I don't know into what. It doesn't have to be socialism. It doesn't have to become or anything. But like, capitalism won't always work.
I shall coin it.
We have to transcend. We have to transcend capitalism at some point.
I'll coin it as Bryanism.
Bryanism, yeah.
Well, you take care of your people. You make money, but you take care of your people, and those people should.
Yeah.
Like again,
and I think that's the ultimate
goal.
goal. I think if we talk to people like every day in life, and even from like a religious standpoint, religion really focuses on the community and stuff. Taking care of your neighbor, respecting your neighbor, and all this other stuff. I was gonna say crap, but it's not crap. All this other stuff. There's a really big community focus, but somehow when we turn into a collective, that's not reflected. Like. You're happy when people in your church are doing well, but like when you see someone on the side of the road, it's like, oh, he's lazy and something, So I don't know when those attitudes don't translate. So I really think there's a step beyond capitalism. I don't know what it is, but I think there's a step beyond it that we're gonna go to.
We can agree that. Here's what I believe, like in a contextual or like a full way or. Here, I'll say like it's a graph. This right here is, or in the middle is or in the right is capitalism. In the left is social not socialism.
Extreme left is communism.
Yeah. Okay. So extreme left is communism.
Would be kind of fascism, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You got a point.
But yeah.
So. Capitalism, let's say, is like a quarter of the way, and then or half to one. So one is fascism, two is or -1 is left or communism. Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, two ends. Sorry. Okay, so basically
you have to remember I'm not as smart as you think I am.
Nothing to do with more. Okay. I just want somewhere in between socialism and capitalism. Currently, the system we have is not right.
It works. It works. We have Apple making all this stuff, but it's not right.
Yeah, but I hate the idea of if it works, don't break or don't fix it. Yeah. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I hate that because there's always better ways.
We should always strive for better.
And
socialism isn't the answer, and I'm not saying it is, but yeah.
I don't think it is. Or at least from what you've told me about it, I don't think it is. Maybe I need to look into it deeper, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't think socialism is the answer. I think something in between that is the answer. Yeah. I think we need to find. I don't think we'll ever find it, but I think we can get pretty close to finding somewhere where like.
I think in our lifetime we'll start to see a change somewhere.
I mean, I think so
because I don't know. It's so hard to do, but like, I think when people start. There's this idea, and it's probably pushed by the media and all these parties and stuff, and we'll end it pretty soon because we've been talking for 2 hours now.
Yeah, I gotta do homework.
Yeah, I do too. But I think we all agree that capitalism is like really wasteful. You know, we love it because it gives us all these inventions, all these new companies. We like free market. We like being able to choose and buy whatever we want. But it's also wasteful. You know, it wastes like 40% of the food that's made is wasted. At the same time, we waste 40% of the entire food in the world. There are like people starving in places. At the same time, there's people starving in different countries. America has an obesity problem. How do we waste 40% of our food and in America have an obesity problem?
That's probably more logistics than anything.
Yeah, well, it's logistics of how the wealth and how resources and how assets are.
I mean, like logistics on like. I mean, you could probably apply that if you were like, you know, America has like so much clothes, and then Africa doesn't have any clothes; they're all naked walking around. But food, I mean, it's like expirable things. Like you can't really transfer it that easy.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you make a burger,
general,
like, you're not gonna eat it in 3 days or 4 days.
No, but like, I agree, but like, there's a lot of incentive to maximize profits. So there's a really big incentive on if we don't sell all the chicken at McDonald's, we throw it away instead of giving it to homeless people. Because if we give it away, then
okay. So homelessness within the United States is more, starvation within the United States is more like relevant, but saying like Africa, the thing is irrelevant.
Yeah, but like, so the allocation of resources globally under capitalism is very inefficient. Like, okay, so like that 40% number is worldwide. Like